President Trump is expected to nominate a new head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics this week, days after firing Commissioner Erica McIntyre following the release of a disappointing jobs report. Friday's report showed just 73,000 jobs added in July, well below expectations, and included sharp downward revisions for May and June. The president quickly dismissed the data as rigged and manipulated for political purposes, a claim he repeated last night. For a closer look, we're joined now by William Beach. He is the previous Commissioner of Labor Statistics and was nominated by President Trump during his first term in office back in 2017. Mr. Beach, thanks for being with us.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
So President Trump called the July numbers fake. He accused Erica McIntyre, the BLS commissioner he fired, of rigging the data. What's your reaction to her firing and the underlying allegation?
Well, it's just very implausible, and I'll tell you why. The Commissioner of Labor Statistics, that was my job, has no access to the collection of the data, has no access to the summation of the data when it comes out of the regions, goes to the national office, has no access, no hand, no possibility of having any involvement in the calculation of the numbers that are ultimately published. In fact, the commissioner doesn't see the number for the first time. The numbers are revealed to the commissioner Wednesday morning, usually around 11 o'clock, in a meeting. Those numbers have now been loaded into all the machines all over the data center, which will go all over the world eventually at 8:30 Eastern time, Friday morning. So the claim that the commissioner could influence the data has to be a lot more specific, because there's no access to actually influence the data. Could the commissioner then have put pressure on people to bend the data in one way or another? And I want to tell you, that's even more impossible.
But Andy Jassy is talking about Amazon, looking around saying, hey guys, instead of hiring a bunch of 22-year-olds, maybe we should have AI do that work. So I fear for the next generation, because all of the experience that maybe we got in our 20s and 30s, there might not be that kind of ladder available to them.
Look, Andy Jassy said that he wants employees to kind of take advantage and learn how to use AI, learn how to do their jobs better, maybe make things easier. Maybe it takes care of some of the grunt level work you don't like doing, but it allows you to have more space and room to do things creatively. Should we be afraid of that?
Oh, well, what this means in real life, Becky, is you have a department of 6 people, let's say coders or designers, and then you end up eliminating 4 or 5 of them, and then there's one designer or coder empowered by AI. So there's going to be a beneficiary in the organization, but you're just not going to need as many people in that department, and that's going to play out over and over again.
The future is not AI versus human. If you are tired of what you see in the workforce and want to level up by learning a little bit more about AI, today we're going to talk about what happened with the latest Bureau of Labor Statistics job report, the career ladder, artificial intelligence, and how to use what you know. Stay locked in.
Professional with Dr. Burks and Dr. Ellison. From the janitor to the C-suite, no divisions. Clean kick, sharper than a razor's incision. Riding 808 waves, smooth like precision.
Office chairs swivel while ambitious spin. Boredom dreams born where the grind begins. Paper trails thicker than novels, pages. Then success in my sights where the focus
from the mouth to the top, the climb stays steep. Polished shoes, walk floors where secrets keep. Be professional, from the ground to the pinnacle. Every role critical, every move clinical.
Hello professionals, my name is Dr. Ellison and I serve as the COO for Be Professional Consultancy. Today is the day for professional evolution. The career ladder is broken. You've seen it. You've seen what is going on these job reports and in the market. And we have warned you already that God's got us because nobody is coming to save us. Today, we're going to talk about what happened with the latest Bureau of Labor Statistics job report. You saw the intro. the career ladder and what's happening with it, artificial intelligence, and how to use what you know. If you know anything about us here at Be Professional Consultancy, you know that we operate from a biblical worldview. Our foundational text for today comes from James chapter 5 and verse 4, and it reads like this. For listen, hear the cries of the field workers, whom you have cheated of their pay. The cries of those who harvest your fields have reached the ears of the Lord of heaven's armies. And what I take away from this passage of scripture is that God hears. He hears the cries of his workers and he knows. So if God hears of field workers that have been cheated of their pay, do you think God doesn't know about artificial intelligence? Do you think the Lord of heaven armies doesn't know about merit and whether or not that is being appropriately used in our workplaces, about policies and whether they're fair or not, about what is going on with the government, about all of the things that are happening out here in the workplace and the marketplace? Do you think the Lord our God doesn't know that when we walk out of church on Sunday, that we have to go to work on Monday through Friday? The Lord of heaven's armies knows. And James chapter 5 verse 4 reminds us, well, at least it reminds me, that he hears us. It says that he heard the cries of the field workers. And I just wanted to encourage you with that today, professionals. And so you saw at the top of this video that the commissioner for the Bureau of Labor Statistics was fired. So I am just going to encourage you, as I often give you necessary resources. I'm often referring you to the Department of Labor or the Bureau of Labor Statistics just to get a feel for what the market is like. I want you to trust what you see and feel. Don't be gaslit. Don't let people try to fool you. You know what you see and what you feel. That is why we're always encouraging you here at Be Professional to make sure that you are studying not only your scripture, but that you're studying the market that you have to work in. Those references, those websites, those resources, remember that these reports are only tools and they're only as accurate as the people that put them together for us, correct? So, according to numerous recent reports, to include firsthand accounts from labor statisticians, it takes numerous personnel plus programs through surveys to put this report together. The data never touches the hands of the Bureau of Labor Statistics Commissioner, yet she was still fired because the jobs numbers were, quote, rigged to help an opponent despite her merit and her being nominated in a bipartisan vote that included the now Vice President and Secretary of State. And what I am telling you is not to cause fear, but just to let you know, just like I read to you in James chapter 5, verse 4, God hears our cry. None of the things that are happening is going to escape his glance. That just means that we need to be vigilant. That just means that we need to be aware, which leads me to my next point, the career ladder. As you know, if you are not paying attention already, the career ladder, and I'm kind of old school, we used to climb the career ladder all the way from the bottom trying to work our way up to the C-suite. The career ladder that I used to know, that ladder in many ways is broken as many organizational structures are becoming flatter. So with the advancements and improvements in technologies, we have to make ourselves indispensable by using our skills to find gaps and to solve problems. So, what does that mean? You may not be able to move up the ladder, but there may be lateral projects that you can do. So, today, in today's day and age, up does not necessarily mean an increase in pay. Maybe lateral may mean an increase in pay or an increase in positive incentives. But the one that proves to help the organization achieves its objectives may prove to be the most valuable player. So just bear that in mind. And what I would encourage you to do, if you're not familiar already with your organization, is to find out how your organization is structured. Is there potential for you to move up the career ladder? Some organizations still do have an upward career ladder. Many organizations have become flat and you may have to move laterally. So just find out what that may or may not mean for you. And with that being said, that means that we have to use what we know already by skill stacking. So I am going to refer you back to our video that is entitled Use Your Skill Set as Money. So that video is called Your Skill Set is Money. So finish watching this first, but when this one is over, go back to Your Skill Set is Money. So reset your list of skills. And if you're not sure, you can probably take out your most recent performance appraisal if you have one, consult your team leader or manager, or maybe you may have to just go old school and get a pen and a pad or your smart device and write down what you believe your skill set to be, all the skills that you think that you have, and see which ones are still relevant and which ones you can level up in by taking courses, if that's possible for you to do. Or maybe you may just have to do some at-home online learning, like buying different magazines, that may be relevant to the career field that you're in, going online, reading news articles, going to, different seminars, or whatever you can do to try to level up in your industry to help you figure out how your industry is going to be integrating technology. What we're trying to do, professionals, is make ourselves as relevant as possible. And if you're not aware already, artificial intelligence, as they are saying, is having a lot of large companies. They're laying people off. They're downsizing their human employee in place of artificial intelligence. What does that mean? It means that the future is not AI versus human. Let me say it again. The future is not AI versus human. This means that not every task or job can be replaced with artificial intelligence. It is about how smart am I to leverage AI to make me better at my job. So just a few questions for us to consider. Do I understand how to use AI? Do I even know what AI is? Do I know what types of programs companies are planning to use in my field? For example, if I am an automotive mechanic, I would be wise to study in my field to see, are they using AI, or what other technologies are they using, and how can I get smart on those? Are there any courses that are offered so that I can make myself indispensable in my field, so that I can start working forward, so that I'm not just sitting around here waiting around for AI to take my job? Because there are certain um, positions that AI has replaced. For example, there are some human resource tasks that AI can now do. There are some mid-level management jobs that AI is now doing. So they have called it, I believe I saw it called a mini CEO. So because of artificial intelligence, now junior level employees are able to make more decisions. So they haven't had a need for as many mid-level managers. So that's just an example. How do I prepare in the off season? And so if you are in between jobs or if you have downtime, this is time that we need to study and figure out, how can I integrate technology or AI into what I am already doing? God created us. So we already know that we can't be replaced, and this technology is only going to enhance what it is that we already know and do, right? So I would just encourage you in doing that. And I want to reiterate that today is the day for a professional evolution. The future is not AI versus human. So we're not going to be gaslit about what we see and what we feel. We are going to level up. So we're going to trust God. James chapter 5 and verse 4, as I read to you, it reminds us that God sees and he hears everything that is going on, and he is concerned. But we are going to be wise in this day and age. Your challenge today is to look up a few articles in your field to see how they're using AI, technology, some combination of the two, and let us know in the comments. Go ahead and subscribe to us. Also, join our movement to disrupt harmful, corrosive unprofessionalism in the workplace. We know you got this, professionals. We ain't about to be replaced by AI because God has created us in his image. And you should encourage yourself, encourage others, and as always, be professional.
Be professional with Dr. Burks and Dr. Ellison. From the janitor to the C-suite, no divisions. Clean kick sharper than a razor's incision. Riding 808 waves, smooth like precision.
Office chairs swivel while ambitious spin. Boredom dreams born where the grind begins. Paper trails thicker than novels pages. Then success in my sights where the focus
From
from
the mount to the top, the climb stay steep. Polished shoes, walk floors where secrets keep. Be professional, from the ground to the pinnacle.